Merry meet, and thank you so much for joining us today at Ariel's Corner for Tarot Tuesday. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Yay for us. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Honey Paw and maybe somebody else, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Shirley. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you to everybody for joining us for Tarot Tuesday today. We're going to get right into it. Just so you know, we are here every Tuesday, 9:45. Sometimes we have to leave really early, and sometimes we can stay a little longer. Today we do have a premiere at 10:15 a.m. Pacific. That's just under a half an hour from now. So we do have to get off on time, finish on time. And this is the premiere is the first lesson of A Witch's Primer Revisited. So if that's something that you're interested in, we are doing those courses, that whole course, every Thursday. And this Thursday will be lesson number 3, but I edited lesson number 1 into a standalone video, and we're premiering that today. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. But let's get right to it. You know the drill about asking questions in the chat thread. So just go ahead. If you have any questions in the chat thread, you can ask me that. If you feel like giving us a donation, you can use a super sticker, super chat, or super thread if you're on YouTube, or you can go to paypal.me/arielgatoga, or you could also use our shop, arielscornershop.com. And if you shop, we do make a tiny little commission. So every little bit helps, you know, we pays part of a bill. So we do appreciate you, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to make money. Obviously we are, or I just charge for everything. We're here for you. And today I wanted to talk to you about just getting started in some simple planetary magic using cards. Now, I'm just using a regular deck of playing cards today, but you can use the pip cards in your tarot deck as well. We're just using the numbers ace through 10. So this deck is kind of pretty, and I'll try to remember to put the link if you want to purchase this. This is Alice Luminis, and it's just a regular deck of playing cards, but it's so pretty. It's such a pretty deck. I'll show you real quick. We have, these are the aces. So it's all very, very pretty. These are basically just pips here. But then the court cards are also very beautiful. These are the jacks, queens, Kings. See where the Joker is while I'm showing you this. Then they give you some other things. They give you a few Jokers, and then they just give you some pictures. There's some alternative aces in here. So it's very inexpensive. I don't remember how much it is. Anyway, so you need a deck of cards, either the pip cards from a tarot deck or a regular playing card, and then some sort of paper. I have some squares of card that I've got, but you could also just use like an index card. Right? That's fine. And if you're going to draw a circle, if you want something to help you draw the circle on your talisman, I just use a jar lid, or you could use a compass. And just a pencil or a pen is fine. But if you want to incorporate color, I'm going to incorporate some color into the magic. And then we also have, if you want to, all of this is optional. All you really need is the card, a pencil, and a paper. But you could also use some oil. So I've got some anointing oil here, and or some perfume. So you can have a essential oil blend for your anointing oil, or plain oil like I've got. I showed you how to make consecrated oil with sea salt and oil the other day on Witchy Wednesday. So that's what I'm going to use there. Or you can also, on top of that, you can use some spray perfume. And vervain is a very all-purpose perfume that you could use, or you could use a planetary perfume, depending on who you're working with. So you can work with we're going to just work with this as plain, pure planetary energy. But if you do angel magic, you can also work with angels, or if you work deity magic, you could pull in the planetary deities like the Greek gods and Roman gods, whatever you want. But we're just going to keep it simple today. All right, so in the Kabbalah, the planets are 3 through 9. So those of you that don't know, Saturn is 3, Jupiter's 4, Mars is 5, Sun is 6, Venus is 7, Mercury is 8, and the Moon is 9. And I'll put this also in the video description, but most of you already know all of that. And that's also how we come to learn how to interpret things with the cards. So, but now we're going to use the cards not to divine something, but to create something. So, let's say you have a desire. Let's do a creative spell, like a waxing moon spell, where you're trying to either make something happen, draw something to you, make something grow, whatever. So let's say you wanted I don't know. Let's say that you had some real estate that needed to be sold. So real estate is governed by Saturn. So we would have to say, well, then let's get our 3s out of here. So I already separated all these. Let me get my 4 3s out of here. Those are my Saturn cards. And we'll set those to the side. And let's just take an index card here. And I'm going to use, I'll use black for Saturn, since that's kind of Saturn, one of Saturn's colors. So I'll just use a black pen for Saturn. And I'm in a not very good place to see here because of the camera, but I'm just going to make a circle around here to the best of my ability. That's fine. And I'm going to draw the sign of Saturn all the way around. Like that. And then I'm just going to put my petition in here. This isn't like those talismans where you put keywords. You're going to actually write a petition. My property is sold at or above the asking price easily, happily, and successfully. Right? And then you can sign your name. And then we're going to take that and we're going to, that's a very messy petition there, Ariel. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'll anoint it with some oil first. I'm just going to anoint the four corners of this. And you can even just go over the planetary sigil here with your oil if you want. That's what I like to do. Just kind of trace over it. You could even trace over this whole circle here. Not maybe all the writing, but the whole circle to anoint that with your intention. And then I'm going to fragrance it. This is optional. You don't have to use either the oil or the fragrance, but I like it. And you can have one step if you're using an oil that already has a fragrance in it, like one of those occult oils. All right, so then I'm going to take the wands first. Yeah, the fire. And then the hearts or the cups, water, air, and earth. And I place them in that order. I place the fire on the top, the water on the bottom, the air on the right, and the earth on the left, kind of in the shape of a cross there. Well, actually in the shape of a cross. And then this is in the center, collecting all of those Saturnian energies. And then you can use a regular candle. I just don't have those in the studio here today. So I'm using an LED. So then just put your candle there. And then, of course, what do? That's not all of it. You have to sit and see something. You have to, in your mind's eye, see the thing happening. Now, what I would recommend, if it's selling a property, if you're already working with a real estate agent, just see the real estate agent calling you up and saying, it's sold, congratulations. And just see that again and again and again and again and again, over and over and over. That same little scene in your mind for like 2 to 5 minutes, over and over and over. It's sold, it's sold. It's sold for asking, or it's sold above asking. Whatever the scene in your mind is that is proving to your deep mind that it is done. So you leave this set up. And now, if it's something that you want to do more than once, which is fine, then if it's on a tray like this, then you can just take it, you just put your candle out when you're done meditating and put it away, and then bring it back the next day, light the candle again, and do the same thing. And maybe you'll do this for 3 days, since this is a Saturnian spell. That might be something that you do. Or you might say, well, I'm just going to do this for the entire waxing moon phase. Or you might think, I'm only going to do this once. Once is fine. One and done is plenty. But decide beforehand, or if you're really guided and led to do a different thing, that's fine. So you're either going to keep coming back and leaving it set up and keep coming back once a day to relight your candle and remeditate, or you're going to just do it that one day. Once it's your final day and you're done with it, and by the way, another way to do this is just do it until you feel good about it. Just keep repeating it until you get a sense that it's done. That's another way to do it. Anyway, once it's done, once for whatever reason you've determined your spell has been cast, then you let the candle burn down and out all by itself if it's a regular candle, or if it's an LED, leave it on there for about an hour as a substitute for that. Once that's done and the candle's burned down and out, then you can just take this and you can hide it away somewhere in your home. And then when the house is sold, you can rip it up and throw it away. Now, another way that you can do this is, say you're doing this on the waxing moon. You can just hide it away until the following new moon, and then just rip it up on that time too. That's another way of doing it. Either keep it until the spell has happened and then tear it up, or just keep it until the next new moon and then rip it up and tear it up. And you can ask your internal guidance which is appropriate for you, which makes the most sense for you. Either way, once this is put away, then all you have to do is put these back in the deck, and you're done. All right, let's do another one. Now, you can do that again. So you would do that with the 3s for Saturn spells. You would do it with the 4s for Jupiter, 5 for Mars, 6 for Sun, 7 for Venus, 8 for Mercury, 9 for the Moon. And then 10 isn't planetary, but you could use the 10s if it's time for, if let's say you've been working on something, but you just haven't had manifestation. It's just like it's time for manifestation. You could do a spell of manifestation. I want the stuff. Give me my stuff. And you would do it the same way. You would write your petition out, but instead of writing, here, let's do one of these manifestation spells. Let's just use this. And I might use like green or brown. I think brown is nice too. Brown is a real good manifestation color, I think. There's no absolute rule about all this stuff. You have to use your own intuition too. But I like brown. So in brown, I'm going to draw my circle. Hello there. And with a little tail. That is a tail. I like that. And then for this, what I do is I just write this symbol for the earth. This is my symbol of manifestation. An equal armed cross inside of a circle. I just draw the circle first because it's an easier way for me to draw it, but there's nothing sacred about that. And then let's just say you had let's say that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this check and it just hasn't come. And I need the check to come because I know it's already on its way. Something's, it's taking them forever to cut the check or whatever. My check arrives quickly. In perfect ways or something like that. And then you sign it. God, my writing today is so sloppy. And then we do the same thing. We do wands, fire, hearts or cups, water. So clubs, hearts. Oops, this is not hearts. Hearts, spades, or swords for air, and diamonds or coins for earth, in that order. Dum, 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 dum. And then we can anoint this, thinking in terms of that check is on its way, or that payment is on its way, all is well. And I always like a little bit of a fragrance on there. You could use something specific to the planet or whatever, or you could use, like I'm using, this verbena, which is all purpose. And then we'll just put a candle on there, and we'll just see that check coming. Or something that's happening in our mind that proves that that payment's been made, right? And then it's either a one and done, or we repeat it daily. But whatever it is, on the last time we let the candle burn down and out, and or if it's an LED candle, leave it burning for an entire hour or longer, and hide this away somewhere until either that check comes or until the following new moon, whatever we've decided in advance. So that's a good 10 spell. Now, let's use the aces. Aces are, oh my gosh, we have to hurry. Aces are great if you desire mastery over something. So if you need to master, let's say you need let's say you wanted to master, I don't know, you had to have mastery over something for your degree in college. You had to really understand something. You could use 8 because that's Mercury, and that's fine. But if you really wanted to master it, you might try doing an ace spell instead. So you would do it like that, and with your petition and stuff. Now for aces, for your symbol, it's totally up to you what you use for your symbol, because there's no planet involved with that. Sometimes I will just leave it blank and just have the circle around there. But you could, if you wanted to, use the glyph for your sun and or moon sign. So you could do like your zodiacal signs at the 4 quarters. That's a good thing for the ace spells. Now, the only other one that we haven't talked about, and we don't use the court cards for this particular kind of spell. The only other one we haven't talked about is the 2s. The 2s in readings are frequently impatience, but it's a great one. Mars is great if you need action, but there's also some conflict with that. So 2 is another way to get action. If there's been some stagnation and you need action, you need it right away. You need like the bolt of lightning. You need something really quickly. It's like almost like divine intervention kind of stuff. I like 2s for that. And for that, you would use the same kind of layout. But for that, I would probably use this Uranian lightning bolt around the corner like that to have action. All right. And then for this, like I said, we don't use the court cards for this, but this particular type of planetary magic using cards is extremely fun, very simple, and really, really powerful. And you'll just love the results, I think, that you get. So play with that, enjoy that. We'll come with some more complex and interesting tarot magic over the next few weeks. We'll probably try to do some tarot magic for a little while longer, and then we'll get back into divination again. All right, and I'm always open and receptive to your recommendations and your suggestions for class. Let me see if we have any questions before we end this stream. It looks like we do not. Oh, can I ask in what video Ariel teaches how to make the anointing oil with the sea salt? Just look for last week's Witchy Wednesday, the live stream, and you can just replay that live stream. And then I'll be uploading that as its own video soon, but I just haven't had time yet. But just look for last week's Witchy Wednesday and you can replay that. And it's all about oil magic. Okay, thank you so very much, and I hope to see you over at our premiere in just about 6-7 minutes. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely, who did we have? Honeypaw and Shirley. Thank you so much, Honeypaw. Thank you so much, Shirley, and thank you to everybody for joining us today. We'll see you over at the premiere and then tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. Blessed be.